Which is the cheapest source of animal protein? Something that is available in the waters of the oceans and rivers. Fish, that's right. Fish constitutes a major portion of the human diet. What are the two main types of fish? Those that have shells and those that have fins. The former will be referred to as shelled fish and the latter are known as the finned fish. Do you know that there are two types of fishing? Yes, if the fish are found in the natural resources, we call it capture fishing. Small villages and small fishermen usually employ this technique of fishing. There is another type of fishing which we call fish farming. Yes, fish can be farmed by breeding and rearing them. This is popularly known as culture fishery. Pisciculture is mainly the idea of fish farming. What do you think about the location of fish farms? Do you think they need artificial water bodies to farm fish? It's not quite necessary to do that. They can be reared in both freshwater and the sea. How can fish farming be done in the sea? What is sea fishing called? They are known as marine fisheries. India, for example, has a natural coastline 7,500 kilometers long. Fishing nets and boats are the prerequisites for marine fisheries. Talking about fish, do you know what shoaling and schooling mean? Any group of fish that stay together for social reasons are shoaling, and if the group is swimming in the same direction in a coordinated manner, we say that they are schooling. One of the reasons why they shoal is because it's a defense mechanism. If they are shoaling, it's less likely that any of them will be attacked or eaten by a predator. Anyway, do you know how schools of fish are kept in check? How are large schools of fish found in a vast sea? The satellites come to our rescue. Satellites help locate large schools of fish. You can look up some reliable resources to know more about this interesting technique. Fish farming in general is economically valuable. You must have heard about pearl farming. Oysters are bred and reared for the pearls they create. The artificial stimulus is provided to get the pearls. Well, this was about marine fisheries. What about inland fisheries? Inland fishing is done in freshwater sources. Do you know the most viable place to get a good catch of fish? It's the brackish waters. Yes, the place where the seawater meets fresh water, also known as the estuary, is the place to fish. The unique temperature and the pH level makes for a good site of fish breeding. Crop farming can also be clubbed with fishing. Yes, you heard me right. Paddy cultivation requires a lot of water that must be stored in the fields. These fields have a good level of water above the ground. Waterlogging here seems beneficial as small fish can be bred in these waters. There are so many interesting things to learn, right? With that said, let me tell you another interesting technique called the composite fish culture system. What do we mean by this term? This technique involves different species of fish which are bred at the same time in the same water body. Wait, different species? Won't there be a tiff among those different species? Wouldn't that lead to an unhealthy competition? Actually, it won't. The species chosen for breeding have different nutrient layers. What do I mean by that? Well, they take their nutrients from different layers in the water. That would mean one fish species wouldn't venture into the territory of the other. Let us take an example of this composite culture. Say we have these different species of fish: catla, rohu, mrigal, common carp and grass carp. Don't get intimidated by these names. They are just different species of fish. Catla fish are surface feeders. What does that mean? They will eat their food only on the surface of the water. They won't get their nutrition from any other layer. Rohu fish stick only to the middle zone of the water. Mrigal and common carp fish are bottom feeders. And what do the grass carp fish feed on? As the name suggests, they feed on the weeds that grow in the water body. It is settled then. Each species has its territory demarcated. That sounds like peaceful coexistence. This is what composite culture of fish is all about. As you can see, it is very beneficial as there are not 1 or 2 species but 5 species in the same water body.